going on, everyone? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good, because it is good to feel good. And yes, it has been a little while since I was last here and I sat down with you. In fact, it's been about 2 months, which is just ridiculous for me, but I'll be completely honest, since coming back from Philadelphia, I've been a fair bit busy, and there's no way of sugarcoating it. That is just genuinely how it is. And you know, I do want to, like, you know, sit down and talk about things, but then just work, and it's just it's been a crazy one since I've been back. So I've been like properly focused, and then I've not been able to focus on like other things that are happening. But that's why this video is here. So let's do a little catch up and talk about a few things. So the first thing I wanted to discuss was about, of course, Philadelphia, WrestleMania. Now, I will probably talk about it a bit more in depth in another video sometime, but Philadelphia was absolutely incredible. And I think one of my favourite things, including going to WrestleMania again, was just the plethora of people that I met who like just share this interest in wrestling and that they just have a great time. I especially want to shout out the people I met at Remix Rumble on the Thursday night before WrestleMania, and I want to especially shout out Rohan, AP, Rashid. There were just some incredible guys. So for those of you who don't know, Rohan was the host of Remix Rumble, AP was the DJ, and Rashid was the other one who was filming. We all had a great time that night, and it was absolutely incredible. Like, just all this wrestling theme music and just getting to just take it all in. I think some of my favourite moments included like Mark Henry being the special guest DJ. I met him, by the way. He was so nice to talk to, and I thanked him for all the memories he gave me, you know, in the years I grew up watching wrestling. Also a really cool moment where Downstate appeared and we were all singing Cody Rhodes' theme Kingdom, and that moment just sticks with me. That's one of my personal highlights from the trip. Also, I uploaded it on TikTok and it's gotten over 60,000 views so far, so good shout. I love that. And then of course there was a whole bunch of events that I attended around WrestleMania. So there was WWE World, which was the convention. I got this tattoo here, which was a really nice tribute to the late Bray Wyatt. I will talk about that in another video sometime. I tell you what, now that I think about him, I thought about Bray a lot during that trip, and I thought it was quite fitting being in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center in particular on some of those nights, where it got me thinking about Bray, because it was just nearly 2 years prior that he had returned to WWE Extreme Rules. Just so happens to be in the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. And what was also really nice is, especially at the Hall of Fame, there was a really lovely tribute to him. So both his dad, Mike Rotunda, and his uncle, Barry Windham, being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as the US Express. They were inducted by Taylor Rotunda and Mika Rotunda. Of course, Taylor Rotunda we know as Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy, and it was really a really touching tribute. Like, you know, said some really lovely words about Bray, and you know, the Fireflies were out in full force. I cried a lot, and now I think about Bray, I'm gonna just start crying again, but I was thinking about Bray a lot over that weekend. And just like, you know, it would have been lovely if he was still here, and you know, just thinking about how much he was loved. I broke down actually at WWE World at the little exhibit that was done for Bray Wyatt. I do miss him, and you know, I think nearly a year since he died as well, which is just crazy. But you know, just thinking about him, he was loved by all of us, and we really do miss him. Also at WrestleMania, of course, it was WrestleMania itself. Both nights were just absolutely incredible, and it was often heralded by Triple H himself as being the beginning of a new era. Just everything was just on top form on both nights. And especially on night 2, we finally got it, guys. He only went and finished the bloody story. Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Championship, and everyone in the Lincoln Financial Field went absolutely insane. I think everyone was just proper chuffed. And it was those last 10 minutes in the match as well that just felt crazy. So of course it was Bloodline rules, because The Rock and Roman Reigns won on night 1. So basically on night 2 we got a nice old no DQ match. Anything goes under Bloodline rules, and just it went from strength to strength. So Jimmy Uso interferes, out comes Jey Uso to even the odds. Solo Sikoa comes out comes John Cena to even the odds. and then in turn The Rock comes out to even the odds against Cena. Then Seth Rollins appears in Shield gear, only to be met by a Superman punch from Roman. Then The Rock's just about to, take his weight belt and whip Cody with it. A familiar gong appears, the lights go out, and we all know it's the bloody Undertaker. Choke slams The Rock, and then that final stretch of the match, Roman's got the chair. He could go for Rollins, he could go for Rhodes and finish it, but he goes for Rollins because it's crazy to think it's 10 years since the Shield first broke up, and that's one thing that Roman Reigns couldn't let go. So he uses the chair on Rollins, goes for one final decisive spear, but instead Cody Rhodes catches him and delivers 3 consecutive crossroads, 1, 2, 3. He finishes the story, and the atmosphere in the Lincoln Financial Field when he won was absolutely incredible. Genuinely, there were people around me crying, and I was on the verge of tears as well. It's just lovely to see that, he went for literally himself saying undesirable to undeniable to undisputed WWE champion. It's a brilliant way, and he got to celebrate with his family, he got to celebrate with his friends and colleagues. It was such a lovely moment, and I think that's one wrestling moment that I will cherish forever. Cody Rhodes finishing the story. Then since being back from WrestleMania, there's also been, I'm trying to think what else has happened since I've been back. There was a few weeks ago where, there was a massive solar storm, and in some places around the UK we were fortunate enough to see the Northern Lights, which is just lovely. And I've been to see the Northern Lights myself in Norway before. That was an amazing experience in itself, but the fact that we, some people pay hundreds of pounds and something to go on these trips to see the Northern Lights, and it's just yeah, we got it for free in my back garden. That was lovely. And speaking of stuff that happens in the UK, we've only got a general election coming up, so Rishi Sunak finally decided to call one, and I think this is something that the people in this country have been begging for some time. I honestly thought that Rishi Sunak was going to wait until at least the very end of this year to call the general election, which technically speaking, he could have waited until December of this year to call a general election, and then the election itself could be held no later than January of 2025. But then of course he's called it early, it's happening on the 4th of July. I cannot wait to get those bloody Tories out once and for all. I think, given how polls have been looking in the last few years, I think we could be just seeing a new Labour government coming along. I get it that, they're predicted to win, but obviously do take everything with a pinch of salt. Nothing is a foregone conclusion just yet. I know there's obviously a lot can change in the month leading up to the general election, but we'll just have to wait and see. And obviously people are going out campaigning on behalf. I know I'm certainly going to go out campaigning to get the Tories out, because that's what we all do. That's my little ABC motto, which is, when it comes to a general election, my ABC motto is anyone but Conservatives. Anyway, I will put some little links in the description below, i.e. relating to the general election, and that's something I will talk about as well as a future date in the lead up to the election itself, because I kind of want to go a bit more in depth with it and not kind of just do a video like this where I'm not really focusing on it. I will do a proper video focusing on it. And now we're at June, I've got quite a few things happening this month, so literally on the day I'm recording this, tomorrow I'm going on my next bit of travelling, although saying that when I'm uploading this, I'm already on that little bit of travelling. So I thought to myself, after Philadelphia, I fancy myself a little trip away, just something nice and chill, not too hectic, i.e. from what I'm used to. I'll be honest, as much as I enjoyed going to Philadelphia, it was very expensive, so I thought to myself, go back to the drawing board for my next trip, do something a bit more reasonable this time around, and sure enough, I'm doing a little trip away to Barcelona in Spain for a few days, which is very nice. I'm going to soak up some sun, I'm going to go see a few bits and bobs about in Barcelona. I'm just there to just chill about and have a lovely time nonetheless. And then later in the month, I'm also doing a few things. I'm going to Manchester for a few days, I'm going to see The Killers with my mum. Hopefully everything goes ahead, given everything that's been happening with Co-op Live these last few months. So hopefully, touch wood, that all goes as planned. And then later in the month, I'm going to be with my friends Becca and Ethan. We're going to Blackpool. I might do some vlogs and stuff from that. I don't know this far in advance, but it's just nice to just have these experiences and just, enjoy everything as life goes on. And then of course, July itself, you know, that's when the general election happens. So yeah, I'll keep you guys in the loop with everything that's going on. So anyway, thank you very much for coming back for this little video. I know it's not been much in the grand scheme of things, but nonetheless, it's nice to kind of keep you guys in the loop of what I'm getting up to, and also in turn what I've been up to since I last spoke here. But nonetheless, I'm looking forward to having a good time. I guess the next time I'll be seeing you guys, I'll be doing my vlogs from Barcelona itself. I'll keep you guys in the loop as usual, and as usual, I will leave you with some advice. That is always to enjoy yourself, stay safe, and make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. Thank you for watching, and peace!